Welcome to the Jill on Money Show. It is Tuesday, March 21st. It's spring. It is spring. Spring has sprung. And I forgot to mention that we were at the vernal equinox yesterday. So happy spring. It's usually, this is the worst time to be in the Northeast. It's usually when it's still cold, but you think it should be warmer. So be it. This is what the seasons are all about. This is not a weather program. This is not even a seasonal program. It is an everyday broadcast of our conversations with people who have financial, money, economic questions. If you are feeling a little bit at sea, if you are wondering what you need to be doing next, if you're looking at job offers, if you're just considering something that's happening in your financial life, we'd love to hear from you. All you need to do is go to our website, jillonmoney.com, click the Contact Us button, let us know if you'd be willing to come on the air. And of course, if there's a lot of stuff going on, or maybe you're considering a big change, I would encourage you to purchase my new book, which is called The Great Money Reset. Because when I have helped people out with those very big questions in their lives on this program, I realize that there is an actual framework to help people reset their lives. And so that is what the book is. It is based on my conversations with you guys, and you allowed me to outline the 10 bold steps to turn chaos into opportunity. So I thank you for that. And in return for that, thanks, I'm asking you to buy the book. Okay. That's not exactly a good trade, but so be it. Also want to point out that our new service, Jill on Money Live, is up. It's running. We have just about 9 days to go before our very first live webinar. First guest, Ed Slott, one of our favorites of all time. So check it out. You will have access to quarterly live webinars when you subscribe to the Jill on Money Live subscription service, $35 for a whole year. Okay, good. All right. Enough of that promotion stuff, Jill. Let's move on. We have today Hugh, who's on the line from Chicago. Hello, Hugh. How are you? And what can we do for you?
Hey, Jill. I'm doing pretty good. So the reason that I reached out to you guys is my wife and I got married just about 6 months ago, and we're starting to think about starting a family. So I thought it was a good time to check in with you and see if we're making the right kind of steps towards doing that. And part of that also being that my wife is planning on leaving the workforce to be a stay-at-home mom once that we do go through that transition. So that was kind of the reason for reaching out.
6 months married and you're ready to take the plunge. I love that. How old are you, Hugh?
I'm 31.
And how old is she?
She's 33.
Okay. And I'm hoping that you're going to tell me that you make piles and piles of money so that she can easily step aside out of the workforce for this period of time. So how many piles do you have? What are you earning these days?
So right now, my gross yearly income is 115, but I just found out that I'm getting a pretty sizable bump this year for my merit increase, and I'm going to be at 140 in April.
Whoa, that's a big change.
Yeah, it's a nice bump.
All right, I'm doing 140. And does your company or organization have a retirement plan?
Yeah, we have a 401k.
And are you contributing the maximum to that?
Yeah, to get the full match. I think our match is about 3%.
So when you say I'm asking you the maximum, you're telling me you put in 3% or 6%?
That's a good question. I probably put in more than what the match is. I just make sure that I at least clear whatever I need to get the full match.
Usually, the reason why I ask that is in many organizations, the 401k match it's a weird calculation. It's usually like we'll match 50 cents on the dollar up to 6%. That's like a very common way. I want you to check that out to see I want to see how much you're putting in there. How much is in the actual 401k right now?
So right now, my balance to date is about 36K.
Okay, got it. Your wife, how much is she earning now, and does she have a retirement plan as well?
Yeah, so she's around 50K right now, and she has in her 401k, the balance is around 24K.
Okay, good. Where do you guys live? Do you rent? Do you own? What's your situation?
Yeah, so we own a house on the south side of Chicago.
And how much do you figure it's worth?
It's been all over the place the past couple years, but I would say somewhere around 250.
Do you have a mortgage on it?
Yes.
How much
So,
is the outstanding amount?
we currently owe 145 on it.
Oh, that's good. And what's the interest rate on that?
It's sub 3%. I think it's like 2.75.
Wow. That's great. 30-year?
No, we refinanced into a 20-year about a year or two ago.
How is your cash flow based on the combined income right now? Like, do you have any other debt? Are there student loans? Are there car loans? What else is going on in your life?
We don't have any debt outside of the house. So for the most part, any additional cash we have right now is going either into savings or into my Roth. I think those are really the primary places.
Tell me how much is, when you said the 401k, that's separate than your Roth, right?
Correct, yes.
How much is in your Roth?
Currently, I have about 9,000 in my Roth.
And what about your wife? Does she also have a Roth?
She does. We just opened it. There isn't really anything in there yet. I just essentially opened it so that she has that initial date for when she started contributing.
Perfect. How much do you guys have in savings right now?
So I have in my savings account, I have about 13K, and then I also have about 10K in I bonds that I kind of include as part of that savings.
Great. And what about your wife?
She has about $5,000 in savings right now.
Okay. So what do you figure you need to live on? Like when you look at your expense, one of the things that's so hard about having a kid is that, you're going to lose this income, but, maybe some of your expenses are going to go up. Maybe not. Mark says the first couple of years are not as bad, but what do you think you're spending right now, just the two of you?
That's a good question. So I would say monthly between controllable and uncontrollable expenses, I would say about $4,000 a month.
I wrote 4 to 5. That was so good of me. What I wrote down, 4 to 5 was my guess. So we know we're going to lose your wife's income eventually, not yet, right?
Yes. Yeah. I assume she'll go on maternity, and then once maternity runs out, she'll just leave.
Okay. So here's the thing. For right now, you're young. I need you guys to stockpile some more cash during this period. My suggestion is for right this minute, while she's still making her 50, right? And you got this big raise, which is a real raise, right? You're making another $25,000 a year. I think you should put in up to the match for both of you, whatever that match is. And let's get really clear about that, Hugh. And if it's 6%, if it's 3%, whatever it is, I want up to the match. You both have up to the match. No more than that, though. No more. And then I want you to build up your savings accounts, because right now you have, 18,000 between the two of you. I think that when you look at a spend of $4,000 or $5,000 a month, let's say it's $5,000 a month, I'd like you to have $30,000, $40,000 in safe assets. I just really think it will give you a much easier transition to one income if you have a bigger base. All right. Now, presuming everything goes fine and dandy, I hope I'm wrong. You're like, oh my God, I have so much money in cash. We didn't spend any of it. Great. Then once you have the kid, you start pushing up your contribution into your 401k. Just keep, ticking up. Do you have a Roth option for a 401k at work, or is it only a pre-tax?
It's only pre-tax. That's why I opened my own personal Roth.
Yep. Okay. Well, again, for this year or whenever the baby comes, you may pull back a little bit. It would be good. To me, it's like up to the match in the 401k, use the Roths for both of you, and then every extra dollar goes into cash. And then you reassess. Now, you're not pregnant yet, right?
No, not yet.
Okay. Here's the other thing. Do you guys have life insurance?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Here is a little known secret. Go get your life insurance right now, especially for her. Once you are pregnant, it is possible that you get rated, meaning that they say, oh, things happen when you get pregnant. You get this, you get that. So go get yourselves online. You can go to Policy Genius or Haven Life. Go get yourselves, I'm going to say $1 million of term life insurance, at least for you. And let's do it for her. It'll be cheap. You're both healthy?
Yeah.
All right. Go get $1 million of coverage for, 20-year term. You're going to have more than one kid, you think?
I hope so. I have a little convincing to do on that front.
Oh boy, it's very bad to bring up number 2 when one is not there yet, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get $1 million of term life insurance for each of you, 20 years, fine. Other than that, it is probably worth, maybe not this second, but you're going to want to get your estate documents done. It's not a bad idea to do it right now anyway, just to get something called like a sweetheart will. I leave you everything, you leave me everything, just to have that straight up and done. And then a healthcare proxy and a power of attorney. And when the baby comes, then you have to start talking about guardianship, and that's when the fights start. But I think you'll be okay.
Okay.
I think you'll be okay. What other questions can we, do you want to name your child? If it's a girl, Jill, and if it's a boy, Mark?
I would be fine with that. I think I'd have to run that by my wife, though.
I guess so. What else is going on? Anything else that we can help you with?
So I had a couple questions for the Roth. So since we're married filing jointly now, are we both able to contribute the max?
You're under the Roth limit. So the Roth IRA phase out is $218,000. So even if you're making $140, you didn't make $140 for the whole year, plus her $50, that puts you under the limit. So the married filing jointly limit for the Roth starts at $218. And that means that you can each put away $6,500.
Okay. I that was the one thing I was confused about. When I kept looking out there, it seemed like it was $6,500 for both of us, or we could both do $6,500? Okay.
Each.
That's
definitely
awesome.
Each. All right. What else? Roth. What else?
The other thing, I also have an HSA that I max out yearly right now, but we are spending out of that. And I just wanted to kind of see if it was still a good idea to continue with the HSA as we're trying to have kids, if medical expense wise, if it still made sense. It's a high deductible plan.
I like the HSA. Mark, what do you think? Is there drilling going on? I think they should still use the HSA.
Yeah, when he says max it out, he's maxing it out as a family or individual?
As a family.
I think that's a good idea. You're gonna need that care, but don't invest it. Don't be too crazy. But I think you should be fine.
Okay, so just leave it in cash.
Yeah, because you're using it.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
I mean, once you get beyond the period where you're dipping into it on a regular basis, then you can start investing it.
Okay.
Yeah, but not this second, because the baby's going to come. There's expenses. I feel like that's something that for right now, especially, let's leave it in cash for sure.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sound good?
Yep. So I'm maxing out that. I'm maxing out a Roth. I'm scheduled to have her max out her Roth this year. The only other piece is I have a brokerage account as well. That's just kind of fun money that I've been.
How much money's in there?
About $8,000 in there right now.
Yeah, don't put any more money in there. So for now, you can have fun with that $8,000, but any other money goes into savings until the baby comes. Okay.
You think she's like done working, or she just wants to spend the first couple of years at home and then go back to work?
I've talked to her a little bit about once maybe the kids are in school to maybe start doing something part-time, but that's up in the air right now.
I mean, school's expensive, so I get a little nervous about that, but let's get through this first period.
After a year or two, she may be screaming to go back to work.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. All right, Hugh, good luck. Let us know how everything goes. If you have other questions, get back in touch with us. And if you are into a big life transition like Hugh and his wife, you should get in touch with us. Just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, click the Contact Us button. Let us know if you would be willing to come on the air. Mark does everything else. Don't forget to sign up for the free weekly newsletter every single week. Mark does that on Fridays. It's a great way to tune up for the weekend. All right, lift someone up, change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you tomorrow.